Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of my Unity Basics tutorial series. And today we're going to be talking about prefabs and the build settings. So a prefab is a saved game object that you can use in any scene that you want. It's basically just saved, and it saves the properties, the scripts attached, and saves everything about your game object. So it's really simple to make a prefab. You simply, let's say, we make a little platform, make a little player. And let's say we want to save that, so you want to make this a child of the cube or whatever, it doesn't really matter in this case. And what you want to do is just simply drag it into your project view, and you'll see this, and it's basically saved, as you can see here, and the text turned blue, so that's also another way you know. But let's say we change this, so let's say we make the player like float a little bit. You won't see that here because we didn't save it again. So you basically just press apply and it saves it. So now there you go. And the revert is to undo, but I already made changes to it. So let's say we make it go back down. We can revert and it'll go back. So like that's the undo button, and that's the save button, if you can think of it like that. Yeah. So that's that. So now it's in your project. Now this is really useful for making main menus if you want like the background of your game and like the UI elements to be in the front of your screen, and then your game's the background. So you would just make a prefab of your scene and drag it into your main menu scene. So let's use that instance. Let's pretend this is our background. Pretty lame background. And so let's make new scene. Just save this. Yeah, okay. Save. We'll call this menu. Okay, so you double click menu, and if you already have it in your project, and you simply drag and drop it, and it's right there. So this is, and then if you go back to your main game, so this is the menu. Go back to your scene, it's gone. So that's like a main menu thing where you switch scenes. But yeah, so that's an example. You'd also use it for bullets, but we're not going to get into that. So instantiating, making copies of a prefab, but that's bullets. So that's basically all prefabs are. It's really simple. You can just save game objects that you might use later, and you don't want to remake them. So that's what you would use that for. And the build settings. So to get to the build setting, you go to File, Build Settings, and this is where you simply export your game onto one of these platforms. I only use web player in this because I don't make any of this, Android and iOS. So standalone is, most of you should know what that means. It's like a game, an actual game on your computer that you can simply open up and play whenever you want. And a web player is on the web, so you need like you need to go on the internet and play it, and it plays right in your browser using the Unity web player. So I use both of these. So yeah, but before you actually can build and run, you need to add your scenes into the build. So we're going to add current, which is what you're in currently. So this is my scene, and if I go to my menu, and we add current, there you go. And let's say you want menu to be 0, you just simply drag it up, and there you go. Player settings. So this is the settings of your game. So you can rename the community name, so Dominator 2x2, and that's the project name, and you can put an icon, and these are all the different properties for all the different platforms. This is for the standalone web player. So standalone resolution, these are all self-explanatory. Most of them are, not many. Some of them are kind of hard to understand, but I don't know all of them. But icon, Yeah, but you would mainly mess around with resolution and presentation, and these up here. Yeah, so you can edit those if you want. And so that's basically it. So what you want to do is build and run. If you just want to build it and not run it, you can do it that way too. We're going to build and run. I'm going to pause it because this can take a while depending on how big your project is. Once it's done building, it'll ask you all this stuff. This is all the input for the player, which is helpful, and windowed, and your screen resolution. We're going to go with the max one, so it's full screen. Graphics. You can also edit the graphics, which we might go over soon, but yeah, we'll go on that later. Yeah, okay, so let's just play. Okay, it's gonna be nothing, so it's gonna this little intro here. So this is basically it. So great game. So we're gonna close this on my other monitor, and so that's basically it for the build settings. You can also choose which target platform you want, but that's pretty much it for the prefabs and build settings. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed, hope this helped, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.
Secrets, if you really look at yourself, you would be speechless. What happened to being doctors and teachers? What happened to being your brother's keeper? Nowadays kids more worried